It's a little bit of England at the bottom of Spain, Gibraltar, and that's where we were heading when we took off from Malaga. We headed down the coast in a westerly direction. We were joined by a couple of other small boats heading in the same way. A little bit of a breeze.
Yeah, it was pretty nice when we started off. It was really nice actually. Good sailing. But a few other boats.
Yeah, it was 3 or 4 other boats, cool. Including this one. We managed to put the jib up for a little while. The breeze, as usual, and the med was coming from the north, and then from the south, and then from the east, and it was just all over the place. But we managed to get a little bit of sailing done. Very light winds.
And there you can see how far away from the shore we are.
But the winds that were hitting us were a little bit cold, and the reason they were cold was that the mountains that were behind us,
as you can see there,
are covered in snow. We still had a little bit of an issue with the sail. One of the eyelets hadn't been repaired, so we still hoisted the main to start with, but we ended up having to reef it in a little bit later.
But it was light enough for it to be up at that stage. It's nice sailing.
It was nice, yeah.
A bit cold, but nice.
Billy had time for a bit of a read, but that didn't last long. We had some visitors come along.
Hitchhikers, hanging on for dear life.
One's coming from there. Oh, he just made it. Landed on the aircraft carrier.
This is a lot of their brothers and sisters up there. Are they all sisters?
Over here.
Yeah, I can see them. Trying to get away from the storm, just like us. It's coming for us though, thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
Ever so exciting.
We managed to outrun the storm, and Gibraltar was in sight, shrouded in fog and mist as it normally is.
Yeah, we would be pretty wet on the journey too, hadn't it?
Yes, it was quite wet, and the bees had left us at that stage and gone back to wherever it is they came from. They'd sheltered from the storm on our sail. They actually covered most of the sail.
We were really hanging out to get in there. It was starting to get dark, or it was starting to get late anyway, not dark, but we were cold, we were wet. Anyway, it was within sight. Me too. It's getting on for 8 o'clock at night. We are very glad to be coming past Gibraltar and finally getting very close to where we can anchor on the Spanish side here, somewhere in behind that wall, and then we'll be able to cook some dinner because we're both really starving. It's been a bloody long, cold, wet day, hasn't it, hon?
Bloody freezing too.
Nothing but container ships as far as the eye can see. There she is, the big rock herself.
The next day the winds were up again, and the cloud was covering Gibraltar.
Good.
But the winds actually were a bit of a bonus for the nippers. They came out in their boats and started using our boat as a marker buoy. Zipped around us quite a few times.
We call them nippers, don't we? They're like Australian surfing nippers out there in their little boats all the time. It's really cool.
Then it was time to row our boat into the marina for the journey across to Gibraltar. Where we had anchored was still in Spain, and to get to Gibraltar, which is a part of which is a British enclave, you have to walk across the tarmac of the airport.
Go through border control first.
Yeah, and Kelly's got our passports ready to go. There's 2 checkpoints, one on the Spanish side and one on the British side. and this is the runway. We're walking across the runway, no planes today. Unbelievable.
And again?
Yes, really, no planes today. Gibraltar has some fine traditions, and that includes these guys that come out and remind everybody that it's still a British enclave. All the men in uniform there from the 1700s. And there's a few men in uniform from the 21st century.
Didn't take them long to come and sort those drunks out, did it?
No.
What?
I'm pointing at you.
Videoing?
Yeah. Keep going.
Anyway, that's Gibraltar. Next stop, Morocco.